Many people saying extroverted is necessary to be the good salesperson. I can say that's a myth. The entertainment is required, but it's quite regulated, maybe 10%. B2B sales is spending 70% of the time to designing the solution together with your supporting team. You guys don't have to worry about the rumors because of AI. The human being would not have any the job. AI replacing that. That's not true. AI is a tool.
Welcome to Beyond the Job Description. I am your host, Amit Morya. Today, we are decoding a role associated with too many stereotypes: the regional sales executive, an entry level sales role. Whenever a fresh graduate hear about sales, a picture which comes to their mind is a person making hundreds of cold calls to the customers. Whereas in B2B, the sales cycle and the selling hardware to the enterprises is very different. You are not pitching to a single buyer. You are managing a complex ecosystem of channel partners. To decode this role, we have a veteran with us with over 20 years of experience driving massive revenue and owning the P&L for the entire APAC region. I have with me today is Kim Kyoungnam. He's the VP of Asia Pacific region for Keenfinity, and he's a fellow NUS business alumni. So welcome, Kim, to the show.
Hi, Amit. Thank you for inviting me. Let me introduce myself. My name is Kyoungnam Kim. I'm South Korean and the Vice President responsible for Asia Pacific and the audio business of Keenfinity Group. And the Keenfinity Group is carving out business from the Bosch Group, the German conglomerate. It happened the last year. As a result, we have a new ownership. We are focusing on the security domain, like Changi Airport and the Thompson Line, the metro. Also, we are operating the safety domain, the fire detection systems, also operating in the audio business, kind of evacuation system when the fire happens. So today, the sales role I'm going to share is more the B2B business require certain expertise in that vertical.
Thank you, Kim, for sharing your experience and as well as the technical side of the things. So now let's get into the nitty-gritty of the role itself, the regional sales executive. As I said earlier, that when the fresh graduates think about sales, the one thing that comes to their mind is that in order to make deals, they have to bang the doors of corporate and begging for deals. As you mentioned, enterprise B2B sales is quite different. It relies on collaboration, it relies on channel partners. What is the day-to-day work for a young member joining your team? Are they making hundreds of cold calls or doing market analysis and support the distributors in India, Vietnam to win massive deals?
Yes, the sales role I'm talking about is very different. The sales role who are selling cosmetics at the retail the store. So becoming this junior salesperson in the B2B business, meaning you become the member of a big team who are working together to solve the problem of customers. It involves a lot of different scope of work, collecting the data, the validation of data, and the designing the solution and the delivering to the customers. When you join as a junior person, the role they are doing is more data collection through this official channel like the internet or government statistics, include making a cold call to the consultant or customers to understand their situations and the pain point. So making such a cold call definitely is a part of the sales and the business development activity. But working as a junior sales person is becoming the part of a big team working together to solve the problem of a customer.
You have articulated it very well, Kim, that as a junior salesperson coming into the team, first you have to become the part of the team.
Yes.
And second one is your focus should be around solving the customer problem.
Yes.
If you have these two things, then more or less you are set in your role.
Yes.
Now, another myth associated with sales role is that in order to be successful in sales, you have to be extrovert person. You have to be the loudest voice in the room. And so I want to understand from you, is it true or not? And can an introvert not only survive, but can also thrive in your team and become the top performer?
Yes. Amit, let's record our study period.
Sure.
We studied the
Yeah.
15 months together. How many times do you recall I raise a hand for the question from professors at first?
I don't remember. Usually you intervene in a very polite manner once the discussion is going on.
Yes, yes. So maybe in retail area, when you need to attract this mass, this consumers, you need a loud voice. But as I said, the B2B business is a kind of a teamwork.
Right.
And each function has a certain specialty, integrated and forming solution, right? So rather than just the character, typically the introverted is more suitable for sales, or extroverted is more suitable for sales. Even my team, I see there are many people very calm and quiet. In the end, they are the hero for
Okay.
convincing customers. So rather than focusing on this character, the B2B sales, at first you need to know which industry you are working on. Then
Right.
you need to know how to collect the data and how to validate the data, working together with the internal and external stakeholders. Many people saying extroverted is necessary to be the good salesperson. I can say that's a myth.
That's good to know. The insights that you have shared is very powerful. It inspires introverts to apply for sales role. Now let's switch gears towards the hiring process. Kim, you manage the entire region, spanning across 13 plus countries. When a resume comes to you from a candidate within the age group of 20 to 25 years old, they will not be having the 10 years of sales experience. What are the proxy sales skills that makes you stop and say that I need to interview this candidate?
The first that I'm normally trying to find that this candidate whether understanding this business, either the industry and the solution we are offering. I think that that's the basic. Then the candidate needed to demonstrate how their study in the school the relevant to our business. Then during the school period or during their personal life, if there is any the proven evidence they did certain activities relevant to this industry, that's kind of a merit point for me or to organize interview. But often there are the candidates who studied very different majors. We are technology sector, but there was candidate who studied the fine art. But he put his passion. I like this business. He studied enough. I understand what your business is. Although I studied the fine art as a personal pursuit, I obtained this Cisco certified network certificate. Also, I reached a certain level of this IT expert. Also, I reached a certain Java, the coding, the algorithm. So all as long the candidate to show their passion, it's not just the word, they really put their rigor to achieve the certain level, then I have to invite them to have some dialogue to understand them better.
I think many fresh graduates miss these points. Having that business domain understanding is quite critical. And even if you don't have that business domain understanding, if you can provide evidences to showcase your passion in that particular area, I think there is a high chance that you will be called for the dialogue.
Yes, everything starting from the customer, what customer looking for, then what our company is doing. So this should be the starting point. But some the resume starting, I want to be good marketing person. I want to be good sales person. So it's good kind of passion, aspiration. But I recommend the candidate connecting their aspiration to the kind of a main this business of the company they are applying for. It's making kind of a complete, compelling, convincing kind of
Yes. Not only having a passion is important, but you should have solid evidences to support your passion or your aspirations, as you mentioned. Kim, now the B2B sales, many a times, the gestation period is quite long and it requires trust building, relationship building with the customer, understanding right at what level of the sales cycle they are in. Now, when you are having a dialogue with the candidate during an interview round, how do you judge candidates' trust building or relationship building skills? Do you give them scenario based questions or conduct negotiation rounds? How do you go about it?
So we do kind of a mock negotiation, kind of a role play to see their kind of capability, the situation, how they manage the situation. That's the important part. But at the same time, we respected their declaration, what they studied, what they achieved. Through this, the resume, we try to find it out on certain place. Also, the consistency and looking for the person who worked as a team. Doesn't matter it's kind of a sports activity or certain academic project activity. So as I said, the B2B business is working as a team member. So we really try to find whether this applicant has a relevant experience working as a member and achieving certain result. Doesn't matter it's a success or a failure. Not everything is successful. But we are more trying to find it out the relevant experience as working as a team member.
I'm hearing multiple times from you one word that is team member, team player, right? So you are looking for a team player. And it is a big criteria for you to shortlist a candidate.
Yes, I believe that you are also working this B2B area that we know the one person
True.
make cannot change it at anything. There are a lot of internal stakeholders, like a different department, the external stakeholders, the government body, they set the regulation, right? Also, this our channel partner. Although we have a good solution, if a channel partner has a poor financial situation, maybe they cannot deliver the solution. We really need to understand the situation of each stakeholder and find the alignment. It's a long multi-year process. That's important.
Now, let's move on to another part of this podcast. How is once a person joins your team, the lives looks like, and what is the career roadmap for them? Many a times, the fresh graduate when they join the sales team, they feel that sales is all about fancy dinners, traveling to many countries, and staying in five-star hotels. But there is a lot of grunt work in sales, starting from meticulously updating CRM, doing the market analysis, doing number crunching, maintaining that consistency in terms of the pipeline plan.
Yes. I think this business movie really giving this wrong perception or successful businessman can have a nice dinner, just a closing deal over the table. But I know how the big company they're having the strong this governance and the compliance. So the entertainment is required, but it's quite regulated. So I may say this, it's kind of a lubricant, the making good relationship with the customer, but it's not, or maybe 10%. But we are spending a lot of time with the customers, the hearing their pain point, also the proposing our solutions. One solution it's not just simply accepted. It's a kind of iteration. The situation is changing. So the B2B sales is spending 70% of the time to designing the solution together with your supporting team. That's the major part of the day-to-day work. You mentioned the CRM. Without it, we cannot work. Then it's a tool. The tool doesn't guarantee this high performance, but the tool is helping us to achieve a high performance. Then this tool is depending on the quality data, right? After we are having a lot of engagement with the stakeholders, in the end, the salesperson needed to enter the quality data to the CRM to make all the stakeholders working together. So
Right.
maybe it's 30% of the day-to-day life is focusing on this, updating the data to the CRM.
So sales is considered a tough job. There is another thing which is being said is that the salesperson lives their life quarter on quarter.
Yes.
How true it is?
It's true. It's true. Nowadays, the big companies is monitoring performance. That doesn't mean the company is really scrutinizing you. The performance is a kind of the data for us to plan the future. Normally this structured company, rather than focusing on the individual performance. Individual performance is important, but they are not just focusing on it. Combining all the individual performance, we are trying to utilize that to forming what is going on well and which area needed to improve. So that will be the foundation for us to forming the strategy for the next quarter or the next year. So as long you have a certain the character, there will be the harsh this dialogue, top management. If we do not achieve this target, naturally we need to discuss it transparently. We miss target, that's a fact.
Okay.
Yeah, we cannot say, oh, it's because of a situation or whatsoever. Not really. So salesperson should be ready to have that kind of a harsh discussion. But we also need to understand it's not the individually the penalizing discussion. It's a kind of a assessment on our business situation. I recommend if you are pursuing to be the salesperson, you need to have that kind of resilient mindset.
That's great advice. In fact, having that resilience. Now, sales is also considered, Kim, as the golden ticket to become CEOs or to reach to the executive level. So, if a young graduate joins your team, how is the career roadmap looks like in 5 to 10 years where they can see themselves?
Yeah. When I was young, it was very stereotype kind of a tier system. The executive, you needed to stay 4 years. Then the senior executive, another 4 years. Then manager 4 years. Then the assistant, the director, maybe 4 years. Director 4 years.
Okay.
So to reach the leadership level, it requires 20, 25 years. But I think nowadays it's totally changed because the speed of business is really fast. So most of companies want to grow fast. Then internally there are massive demand for the leadership positions. So the young and the junior salesperson should not just limiting themselves or I only can be the head of a department after 10 years. Actually, company is already looking for someone having the passion or performance, the passion to be the leader, leading the business, leading the people. The company has a kind of a HR system to recognizing the talent, and the company will help you to grow the ladder as quickly as possible. So I may say the opportunity is affluent, but the matter is whether you are ready. So the young guys, please work hard and get the opportunity as quickly as possible. Yeah.
Perfect. You have summarized it quite well. Now, let me ask you a question related to AI. AI is entering into every business domain. In every role, there are AI tools now available. AI can write cold call emails, analyze market data quickly. I have two interconnected questions. Is sales AI proof? Or second, that how should salespeople use AI tools in such a way that they make the most out of it?
Yeah, our company allowed us to use this copilot. So I use this copilot, sometimes drafting email to the customers, so sometimes collecting the data. And nowadays, CRM also having certain AI features, making this CRM more powerful and providing the recommendation more individualized to the individual customer or the vertical oriented solutions. AI is already in the field. As a junior person applying for the sales role, I can say you guys don't have to worry about the rumors because of AI. The human being would not have any the job. AI replacing that. That's not true. AI is a tool. We, as a company, value that it's improving the productivity dramatically. As I said, the B2B business is a long cycle activity. Then the quite massive portion of it is collecting data from the industry, also the operational data. Previously, the junior person should spend a lot of time collecting the data, categorizing the data. Nowadays, AI is helping to reduce this kind of time dramatically. Then it's giving you to spend the time more the valuable scope of work. Also, you can be the senior faster by using the AI. So for students studying at the school, I really recommend to get try to experience the AI for your studies, the project, and get familiar with that. Then it will helping you to adapting the quickly the AI solution nowadays the companies are using. But I wanted to highlight the difference. When you are using the AI as a person, the sensitivity on the security is a bit low. But as a company, we are providing solutions. We are committing the something. So when the company is using the AI, we try to be more the compliant, respecting this intellectual the property. Also the requirement for the security is very, very high. So when you enter to the company, maybe you feel, oh, it's not that flexible as I thought. But in the end, that is the right way to protect this stake of this customer.
You have very powerfully explained that how AI is augmenting the role of a salesperson. So AI is good for sales. Now that brings me to the end of this podcast. Kim, before let you go, I want to know from you that any advice that you want to give to the people or to the fresh graduate
Yes.
who want to make their career in sales.
Yes.
What would be your one advice to them?
I'm working as a salesperson almost 20 years, but I can say it's a great profession if you value this engagement with the human, especially the customer. Also, if you like providing solution for the pain of this customer, then I think it's a perfect profession for you to pursue.
Thank you, Kim. That brings me to the end of this podcast. Thank you for decoding the role of sales executive for
Thank
us.
you.
And to our listeners, see you in the next episode. Till then, keep leveling up. Thank you, Kim.
Thank you, Ami.